Hi, my name is Saleem Asfour.
I'm Amandeep Singh,
and we're here to inform you on the infamous Morris worm.
So, what is the Morris worm? The Morris worm is the very first computer worm. Unlike other computer viruses, computer worms don't need human interaction to replicate themselves. It was originally created to map the size of the internet. It was not intended to cause any damage or harm to the network. Due to the 1 in 7 exploit, many computers were infected multiple times over, causing their operating systems to undergo denial of service. The worm itself originated from Cornell University, but it was released from MIT to mask its original source. So here's some more information on the 1 in 7 flaw of the Morris worm. So for example, the Morris worm starts off in one computer, and it branches out and hits multiple other computers on a network. And these computers hit multiple other ones on different networks. And eventually, it'll hit thousands of computers. But through these thousands of computers, a computer might reinfect a computer that's already infected multiple times. Now, the worm, when it sees itself already in a computer, 1 of 7 times, it will reinfect itself. Now, you're thinking that's like a small proportion, like it should not be that big of damage. But 1 of 7 times, if it hits it more than like 1,000 times on one computer, 100 times on more than one computer, there are going to be multiple worms on that one computer, causing a DOS, a denial of service, causing the computer to lose network from the server.
So who is behind the mask? The creator's name was Robert Tupman Morris Jr. He attended Harvard University for his undergrad studies and later went to Cornell University for graduate school. Due to the massive amount of damage and frustration that was caused by the worm, Morris was convicted under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act when he was only 23 years old. He was sentenced to remain in probation and do community service. Currently, Morris works as a computer science professor at MIT.
There were about 60,000 computers that were connected to the internet at the time, and the worm infected over 10% of all of them. The Morris worm did not only spread itself over multiple platforms, it also slowed down many of the computers by installing many copies of itself. Because of this accidental tragedy, Morris exposed the fragile nature of the internet and its vulnerability to viruses. Many of the security companies at the time realized that computer security was a serious issue and began to revitalize their previous approaches to computer malware.
Restoring the internet back to its original form was a major challenge for network administrators. In order to solve this massive problem, a joint effort was required by all internet parties, because if one computer was set offline, cleaned, and connected back to the network, the worm would immediately infect the machine once again, therefore destroying the purpose. For this cleanup to be successful, all infected machines had to be set offline and restored to their original software, which required an immense amount of work and patience. The Great Worm was finally taken down successfully, and the internet was restored to its original form once again.
And just some side information for you. Jumping into toxic waste will not give you superpowers.
Oh, give me some! Ah!